Welcome back to Fox and Friends. First, all about the economy. According to the latest Fox News poll, it is the #1 issue that voters think about when choosing their candidates. Look at that, overwhelmingly 40%, followed by national security coming in at 31%. And it is something that we heard a lot about during last night's debate. Listen.
There are loads of great ideas, great conservative ideas from wonderful think tanks about how to reform the tax code. The problem is we never get it done.
The government has lied to you and they have stolen from you. They told you that your Social Security money is in a trust fund. All that's in that trust fund is a pile of IOUs for money they spent on something else a long time ago.
It is the most pro-growth tax plan that I can imagine because it doesn't tax investments at all. You know why? The more you tax something, the less of it you get.
So who has the best plans for Americans? Here to weigh in is senior writer for Opportunity Lives, Carrie Sheffield. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks.
Very long night for all of us, listening to everything the candidates had to say.
Yes.
Your opinion in terms of who had the best plan?
I think the strongest night on this issue of economics was Carrie Fiorina. This was her lane. I mean, as she pointed out, she spent so long in business and pointing out earnings on calls, being very particular in talking about economic issues as a CEO.
She talked specifically about those involving women.
Exactly. She talked about the fact that 92% of jobs lost in the Obama's first term were women's jobs. So she talked about that. She also talked about, she responded to this myth that drives me crazy about the 77 cents on the dollar, which is just factually wrong and should be corrected. And it was a bad question from the moderator.
Yeah. She said, though, that she could condense the tax code down to 3 pages. I don't know if that's possible.
It seemed a little stretched, I thought. I mean, surely we can go
I understand the point.
Yeah. I mean, she was saying we have 73,000 pages in taxes, or the tax code, and we can reform that. I don't know if 3 pages is sufficient. But.
A lot's being said about the moderators this morning, and specifically, you know, going after the candidates and having to be corrected. Rubio and Harwood. Let's listen to a little bit of their exchange about Rubio's tax plan.
You wrote a story on it. You had to go back and correct it. You did.
I did not.
Oh, you did.
No.
And so, because
Senator, the tax foundation said after-tax income for the top 1% under your plan would go up 27.9%.
Well, you're talking about
people in the middle of the income spectrum about 15%.
Yeah, but because the math is, if you 5% of a million is a lot more than 5% of 1,000.
Okay, so it turns out this isn't the first time they've been down this road. John Harwood having to correct the exact same thing that he was talking about last night. Just 2 weeks ago, we had a tweet that he posted earlier. There it is. Correcting earlier tweet, Tax Foundation says Rubio's benefits lowest 10% proportionately more than top 1%, average for all 17.8%. But he did the same thing last night.
You almost have to wonder if he's on the payroll of Hillary Clinton. Yeah. I mean, this is just explicitly wrong. I mean, Rubio held his own. I thought he handled it very well, but overall CNBC did a very poor job monitoring the debate, and that's why the RNC director, Reince Priebus, said CNBC ought to be ashamed of what they were doing. I mean, just the whole presentation and, like you said, how they were going back and forth, and it was almost like they wanted the show to be about them instead of about the candidates and about the issues.
Exactly, which you should never do. You should strive to not do that as a journalist.
No, especially on such an important topic like the economy.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate, as always, getting up early with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.